All right, welcome back to the Foreigner and Friends podcast. Today we've got a special episode, the first of its kind, where we are going to be listening to music. This is going to be bilingual music. So these songs have English and Spanish in them. I've been learning Spanish a little over 2 years, and a while back I discovered this app called Lyrica. It's a really, really great app. They've partnered with a ton of artists to bring you Spanish language music where they teach you Spanish along the way. And they also offer it for English and German. And but while that's just Spanish content, something else I do is whenever I'm listening on Spotify to different songs, different Spanish language songs, sometimes I'll hear some that also have English mixed in. So it's either a little bit of English or a lot of English or Spanglish all mixed in. And I thought it would be a really good way to learn a little bit of Spanish and English, because most podcasts, they're either for, English speaking people who are learning Spanish or Spanish speaking people who are learning English. And so this is going to be a little bit of a crossover because these songs have English and Spanish. I'll be chiming in with a little context to teach Spanish and also to teach a little bit of English as well. I also used to volunteer teach at this program here in Dallas, Texas, called Literacy Achieves. And they had people from all over the world who needed to improve their literacy, improve their English. And the one thing I did is I would always find these bilingual songs. And so it kind of started there. So it was my own passion by building a playlist and Spotify that I have of all these bilingual songs. My own experience with the Lyrica app, learning through music. And then recently I got the chance to guest host on the Learn German Through Music podcast, where they do something similar on Spotify. So the host there, Paisley, she'll find these songs and she'll break down the vocabulary and talk about them, and then she'll play the music, and so she really guides you through, through these songs while you're learning German. So we are going to get started with our first song. And I think the way I'm going to do this is I'll put this on Spotify, so you can only listen to it on Spotify the way it's intended, because I'm recording through Anchor. If you're a premium subscriber, you'll hear the songs in their entirety. I think if you're not, you'll only hear them for like 30 seconds. But what I'm also going to do is take this recording and make a YouTube equivalent type of production, and then people can link out to listen to the songs using the YouTube link that I provide for that. So you may be listening to this in Spotify right now. You may be listening to it in on YouTube. So whichever place you want it, that's kind of where you'll be able to get it. Okay. There could be some opportunities maybe in like Instagram Reels or TikTok to also play the music while I'm talking or something, but I haven't figured that out yet. But if you're listening to this, it's most likely on Spotify or YouTube. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is play the song of the day. This one is one that I remembered even before I was learning Spanish. Like my sisters would listen to this song, and it's by the Texas Tornadoes. It's called "Hey Baby Qué Pasó," and it's a great song because it's very repetitive. There's not a ton of vocabulary. There's just a little bit of Spanish, so it's great for Spanish beginners. The English is a little more involved, so we'll be talking about that. Again, I'll be breaking down some of the phrases in English and Spanish after we first listen to it. And then there's actually an entirely Spanish version of the song too. So I think after I play it the first two times, there will be, the final all Spanish version that I'll play as well. So without further ado, here's Hey Baby, ¿Qué pasó? Okay, I hope you got to listen to the song. I hope you enjoyed it. It's kind of fun. I don't know a ton about the Texas Tornadoes or even this genre really, but it's kind of like Tex-Mex, that North Mexican type of music that sounds a little German as well, like a little oompa with the accordion in there. But for now, let's go over the song itself. So there's a woman. She's leaving a man, and the man wants to know why. So he says, "Hey, baby, qué pasó? What happened?" He goes on later to say, basically, don't leave me. And yeah, that's the gist of the song. If you didn't pick that up, so let's go over the Spanish first for English speakers, and then we'll go over the Inglés para hispanohablantes. And before I forget, if you want to send me a message, either like any way you want to, like Twitter, YouTube, and Spotify, you can send me a voice message. If you have a song in mind that you would like to co-host with me, whether you're a native English speaker or a native Spanish speaker, send me a message. Because like I know English really well and I'm learning Spanish, but I'm not necessarily a Spanish teacher. And so it'd be nice to have someone who is a native Spanish speaker or someone who is also learning Spanish and is maybe passionate about it to co-host some of these episodes. Yeah, just let me know. All right, so let's learn a little Spanish from this song. The first Spanish we hear is ¿Qué pasó? What happened? And so there's an accent on that O, which indicates that this is the past tense of the verb pasar. A lot of times you'll hear people say, hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Cómo estás? How you doing? What's going on? ¿Qué pasa? What's happening? Okay, but this is specifically ¿Qué pasó? What happened? So the guy singing, he's thinking, I thought we were good, right? Like what's going on? What happened? Hey, baby, ¿qué pasó? And then he goes on to say, thought I was your only vato. I thought I was your only vato. So vato it's something I grew up hearing, I guess, mainly from, Mexican Americans or people in Texas who are of Mexican descent. They would always, you would always hear that, like, hey, vato. And it basically just means like, dude, man. There's probably some other uses for it, but when he says, hey, baby, ¿qué pasó? I thought I was your only vato. He's saying, like, I thought I was your only man. So apparently she's leaving him for another dude. She doesn't even want to be single. She's got another vato that she's dating or something. And the singer wants to know why. Okay, so this is kind of like, thought I was your only man, I thought I was your only love, etc. Okay, so then it goes on and it says, it's repetitive, right? Hey, baby, ¿qué pasó? Please don't leave me de ese modo. And so this is a phrase, de ese modo. If you literally translate it, it would be like, of that manner or way or mode. Don't leave me in that way, in that mode. Okay. And when so de ese modo or de esa manera are kind of similar. Don't leave me like that. Don't leave me like this a little bit is how you might think of that. The other song that comes to mind when I hear the phrase de ese modo, to remember like that or in that way, is Tom Petty. Don't do me like that. So, de ese modo. Don't do me. De ese modo. Please don't leave me. De ese modo. And then, if you're just beginning Spanish, you might say de ese modo, like 3 clear words. But the more you sing it, the more you say it, the more it's just going to sound like it runs together, much like many English words do. Okay? Please don't leave me. De ese modo. De ese modo. De ese modo. Okay? So please don't leave me like that. All right. So that's kind of the chorus. There's a little chorus variation later where he says, won't you give me un beso? But I think for now, No, let's talk about that now, actually. So the course varies, and instead of repeating with de ese modo, it says, won't you give me un beso? And there's not as many syllables in un beso as there is de ese modo. So it it kind of sounds weird because he's kind of dragging out the un, like it should have more syllables than it does. He says, hey, baby, ¿qué pasó? Won't you give me un beso? Okay, and that means a kiss. Won't you give me a kiss? So he's looking for some indication that she's not really leaving him, even though she probably is. Okay, won't you give me a kiss? Give me some indication of, that I'm still your man. I'm still your vato. Okay, so we've got ¿qué pasó? We've got vato, de ese modo, un beso. And then the final bit of Spanish is just the word corazón, and that means heart. Okay, but yeah, so the final verse says, or the final phrase says, and my corazón is real. It sounds a little Texan, because I think the singer is Texan, Mexican-American or Texan. So it sounds like corazón, like there's a little bit of that buzz in the Z. Just remember to pronounce it with an S if you're, Latin American Spanish or Spain Spanish with the TH sound, corazón. The other thing is that the accent is on the O. Okay, so proper Spanish, you want to say corazón, and not like he says in the song, my corazón. So, they're putting that emphasis on the C-O-R, which is kind of an anglicized way of saying my corazón. It's like cortisol, or, something that sounds like that. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. There's not a lot of Spanish in here, but it's repetitive and it's fun. It's good to practice the past tense. ¿Qué pasó? What happened? There's some regional words as well, like I thought I was your only vato. I thought I was your only dude, your only man, your only love. And then don't leave me de ese modo. So that's a nice entire phrase to learn. I thought I wrote down some notes on what I'm looking here. I wanted to share de ese modo. There's like todos modos, which like I think you can say something like anyways. But anyways, you can use that modo in other words to form different types of phrases when there's not a direct translation to English, like for the word anyways. Okay. Un beso is a kiss, and then corazón, my corazón is real. All right. So that's the Spanish for English speakers. Now let's go over some of the English for Spanish speakers. Okay, so I'll try my best here. Okay, inglés para hispanohablantes. Hey baby significa como oye, cariño, or tell me, sweetheart. Hey baby, tell me, sweetheart. Listen. And then obviously, you know what ¿qué pasó? Is. Then he says, thought I was your only vato. Es similar que no que yo era tu vato. Yo era tu vato. I was your man. No que is like, no es cierto. Isn't it true? Thought I was your only vato. No que yo era tu vato. No es cierto. Yo era tu vato. Okay. Again, vato es español mexicano por hombre o amor. El hombre, el amor, el vato. Okay. Thought I was. Esta frase is short for I thought I was. A veces en inglés, we leave out, no incluyo, la letra, or, la palabra I, como yo. I thought I was. Otras frases que no tienen la persona primer son, por ejemplo, wish you were here, or love you. I wish you were here. I love you. You can say the same thing without I. Many times in Spanish, you don't say yo te quiero. You just say te quiero. You don't really use the yo a lot of times. So there's some cases in English where you can not say the I as well, like wish you were here, love you, thought I was your only vato. Okay. Okay. The next phrase, please don't leave me, is like por favor, no me dejes. And for English speakers, dejar becomes dejes instead of dejas, because we're expressing a sort of like wishful command with strong emotions. That's my best way to understand like the present subjunctive mood. I'm not an English, and it was never good at English as an English speaker. So I just kind of have a feel for things. But there are these words that we use to describe the different ways you conjugate something. And this is apparently the present subjunctive mood. So please don't leave me. Por favor, no me dejes. Okay. La próxima frase, come on, baby, turn around. La frase, come on. Hay muchas traducciones o significas, pero en este caso, come on es como vamos or por favor. Come on, baby, turn around. Vamos, let's go, turn around. Por favor, please, turn around. Y turn around es cuando una persona mira lejos de ti y tú quieres que la dar la vuelta. You want them to turn around. And then he says, what does he say? Let me see your pretty blue eyes. Okay. So a lot of times you can say, let me see, déjame ver, or, let me show you, déjame mostrarte. So let me generalmente is déjame. And then how I feel is como me siento. Déjeme ver cómo me siento. Let me, what did he say? Let me see your pretty blue eyes. Tus bonitos ojos azules, your pretty blue eyes, or tus hermanos, tus hermosos or bonitos o preciosos ojos azules. Okay. And then he says, don't you know that I love you? ¿No sabes que te quiero? Don't you know that I love you? ¿No sabes? You don't know que te quiero, that I love you? And then finally he says, and my corazón is real. Ya sabes que corazón significa heart, pero no la órgano del cuerpo, es más como amor. Mi amor es tuyo. Mis intenciones son puras. My heart is real. Mi corazón is real. Okay, so that's the English and the Spanish in Hey Baby Qué Pasó. We're going to listen to it one more time, and then we'll close out with some final words before I'll play the final Spanish version of the song. Be right back. All right, we're back. Hope you enjoyed the song a second time, Hey Baby Qué Pasó. And we're just going to wrap up now. So again, the point of this type of episode is to introduce you to new artists, new bands, to teach you a little bit of English and Spanish. Okay, whether you're a native Spanish speaker, un hispanohablante, or a native English speaker who's learning Spanish. Right, because you have, there's not always a lot of music out there in two different languages. It can be really hard to find when I was I was searching for some Spanish-German mixed songs, and to date, I have only found a single one. But there's a lot of English-Spanish crossover songs. I mean, there's even songs where they like do one all in English, and then they'll do an entirely different Spanish version. There's a lot like that. And it can be a very good way to not just be thrown in the deep end, where maybe you can't stay afloat if it's just like all Spanish music and it's hard to listen to. And then, so the English should give you a little bit of context or vice versa. And so what we're going to do next time, I think, is I've been listening to this song called Sitting in the Corner. It's by Cuco, Adriel Favela, and Casey Musgraves. And it's just, it's probably my favorite. I think I have about 30 songs on my playlist right now. It's probably my favorite, like, of all time, just the way it sounds. I'll try to remember what playlist I heard it on in Spotify, how I discovered it. So you could also listen to that playlist if you're interested. And if I can turn on the poll ability for this episode in Spotify, I'll do that so you can tell me which songs you might be interested in. I'll list a few that I have in mind. Otherwise, I'm going to do this one that's kind of on my mind right now, which is Sitting in the Corner. Right. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Send me a message if you want to co-host. If you're listening to this on YouTube, I'll also post the YouTube link and the Spotify link vice versa, so you can quickly discover both places where the episode is produced. Additionally, like if you're just listening on Spotify, it's nice to go check out the videos, because one thing I noticed is as well is if you listen to this song, Hey Baby Qué Pasó, in Spotify, they have the lyrics in there. I think brought to you by, who does this? The lyrics are produced always by Music Match, I think is the company that Spotify's partnered with to provide those. But they only give you the all Spanish version lyrics for the English version of Hey Baby Qué Pasó. So check out the video that I post that actually has the English lyrics. Okay. And then likewise, there's another live version that you're not going to find on Spotify because it's only on YouTube. So anyways, let me know what you thought, and I hope you found this helpful. And I will just leave you with the all Spanish version of Hey Baby Qué Pasó.